When I was 16, I had my first baby, and I started trading when I was 16, and it's not a coincidence that it happened the same year, but I needed money. I needed a way to make money, and God really led me to trading, because I don't know how it happened. I don't know where it came from, but it stumbled in front of me somehow, some way, and it changed my life forever.
You know, I've been hearing you talk a lot about Jesus and how he's been helping you.
My life was what I thought was great before finding God, right? Because I never felt like things were ever going wrong. And the moment that I found God, the moment that I became close to God and I started to follow Christ, that's when the attacks came. And that's when I'm like, okay, I am obviously favored by God, which also means I'm favored by the devil. And the devil is trying his hardest to bring me back to his side.
Do you ever see yourself retiring from trading?
One thing that people don't understand about trading is it's so stressful to trade. It's not easy. Do I see myself one day no longer trading? And the answer is
Do you ever see yourself getting married again?
So this is the ring. You want to take a look at that?
Oh my God, that's amazing, bro.
It's beautiful, honestly.
So do you see yourself having more kids?
My goal, our goal, is probably another 5 kids.
How much money do you have in your bank account right now? Damn, yes sir. If you had to choose one trader to trade your account and you had to live off the profits, who would it be?
I'll go with you.
FX Alex G, 100 to a million, real or fake?
Is it possible? Yeah, it is 100% possible.
Welcome back to the Traders Club podcast. Once again, we got my boy, MambaFX. What's good, bro? How you
What's going
doing?
on, bro? Chilling.
Yes, sir. So
Great.
the last time we sat down, a lot of shit has changed.
A lot has changed, and I want to start by saying this: God is so good.
Yes,
God
sir.
is so great, and the things that God can do when you let Him, it's amazing.
Yes,
It's
sir.
a miracle. So I want to start by saying that first and foremost.
Yeah.
Thank you, God. Thank you, Jesus.
Yeah.
Man, let's do it.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
ready.
Yes, sir.
Might put this
Yeah.
hat on because I'm a little cold, but
You know, I'm loving the mindset you got this time around, bro. It's like I could just see the difference.
right.
So we've seen a lot of things, a lot of good things, a couple bad things. We're gonna go over everything.
Let's do it.
But first things first, we got to talk about why you moved to Vegas and how is it like having this crazy house? Is this like your dream house or are you striving for bigger?
This is a stepping stone for me. This is not my dream house, but it's a stepping stone. It's the biggest house that I've been in, and it's just as a stepping stone, which is very important. You have to have stepping stones in life, but it's nowhere near my ultimate goal where I want to be. This is a beautiful home. We're in a triple gated community, and I like it. So, this is a good stepping stone. But again, there's levels to this. There's a very low level, but there are levels to it.
Yes, sir. And then one thing about living over here is the community and just like the safety. You could just move around. We'll be good. Like
100%.
back in Cali, for the people that are not from Cali, we have a reputation of flocking houses, right? People robbing all the time.
Well,
And then you just came from a serious situation where,
yeah.
they got you, bro. So
I
down.
didn't even plan on mentioning that, but we might as well now. One of the main reasons that I moved from my first place in LA was I got robbed. They broke in. They took every single one of my sports car keys, which is just a pain in the ass for you guys that don't know. And you got to get them rekeyed. It's going to cost you a lot of money. The problem is that I have insurance on all my cars, but the deductibles are about $5,000 per car because of the type of cars they are. And to get them rekeyed is about $5,000 to $6,000. So no matter what, I had to pay about $5,000 per car. Like they weren't covering that because each car's deductible cost that. So I'm blessed. God has blessed me extremely well in life, and I'm very, very blessed to be where I am. Bad things happen
For sure.
to good people. And the first thing I want to say is prayers to the guys that did it. I pray for them. I hope that they find happiness. I hope that they find what they're looking for. I hope that God blesses them with an abundance of wealth and joy and happiness so they don't have to hurt other people. That's the first thing I want to say, because at the end of the day, people hurt people unintentionally because they're hurting. And I want to give, a lot of light to that, because a lot of people don't understand that, oh, this guy did this and that was wrong, and this guy did that and that's horrible. You don't know what he's going through. The only and the best thing that you can do for people is pray for them and hope that they find Jesus Christ. It's the simple truth, the simple way. So that's the first thing. Secondly, I need a little more safety. It's a little more safe out here. There's not as many gangsters and people who are going to come rob your house. Does it happen? Of course. But I got 3 guard gates. I'm in a safer city, a safer state, and I feel good. Put my family in the best position to be safe is what I really ultimately wanted to do. Plus, bigger house for cheaper. Why not?
Yeah, for sure. And the taxes is gonna help.
Yeah.
But one thing about California too, like you might live in a nice neighborhood, But 9 times out of 10, their cousins or uncles, they're gonna be gang members. They come in there, shit happens. But
Right.
so what happened? Was you not there when it happened? Or-
So I was not home when it happened. My filmer was there, and my brother was there sleeping. So that's the scariest part. Is they came in while they were sleeping. Actually got footage of everything too.
That's
Very, very quiet. They were very quiet. They flipped my safe over, which couldn't have been quiet. So I'm surprised they didn't wake up during that. But nobody woke up. Like I wasn't there, but they were. Nobody woke up, which is just crazy to me. I'm sure that if my brother would have came out or my filmer would have came out, probably would have been a gun drawn or something like that. But thank God that didn't happen. They got the keys. They got some sports cards. They couldn't get in my safe. Thank God, because that thing was filled with like jewelry and cash. It would have been a bad situation, but they didn't get in that. Thank God. And they ended up just taking my Lamborghini over to Inglewood, went and retrieved that, and then got all my cars rekeyed. So it cost me about 50K overall, and I had to move, but it's okay. Things
yeah,
happen.
that's crazy. That's crazy. So they just didn't never made it to your brother's room or your filmer's room. They
They
went straight to your room.
I didn't have cameras inside the house,
Oh,
so I
okay.
don't know what they did on the inside.
Okay.
But according to them, they didn't hear anything. They didn't even know what happened. I literally woke them up to tell them what happened the next morning when I realized my Lamborghini was missing. The whole experience is weird. And, I can't say what happened because I wasn't there. Well, I'm not gonna wish I was because I
Yeah, it's
don't know
probably
what
better
happened.
that
It's
you
probably
weren't
better that
there.
I wasn't. I
Yeah.
mean, maybe things happen for a reason, but something weird happened and
Yeah, that's
it
crazy. But
cost me a lot of money, and that's about all.
for them to take your Lambo, like that's crazy.
Well, they took my Lambo, and if you actually look at my McLaren, I don't know if you noticed, there's like a little gash in the front. They took the Lambo and they tried to reverse, but it wouldn't reverse because the parking brake. So they floored it and reversed right into the McLaren. So the McLaren's got a gash in the front now as well. So
That's crazy. All that for what? Like,
nothing. They didn't get anything. Well, they got some sports cars worth like 20, 30K. So I guess that helps for them. But other than that, they got nothing. They have nothing.
yeah, that's crazy. Bro could have just learned from you and made millions.
He could have just went in and stole my computer and just copied all my trades or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, but all jokes aside, that's good that everyone in your house was cool. You were straight. It's just material things. You probably made that money in like a month, whatever they took. Do you ever see yourself retiring from trading?
So I get this question a lot, and I'm going to answer it very truthfully. Do I see myself one day no longer trading, figure out another way to make money? And the answer is 100% yes, because one thing that people don't understand about trading is it's not easy. It's stressful as hell. You got to wake up every morning. You got to back test data. You can't just, I'm going to get up, I'm going to trade and that's it. No, you got to back test, understand why, trades went good, why they went wrong, what's going on with the markets, what's going on with the news, why are the markets so bipolar lately? Why are they moving up and down and not really, or moving side to side and not up or down? And all of these things, it's stressful, bro. Like it's so stressful to trade. It's not easy. A lot of people think it's so easy because I make it look easy. It's not easy. It's actually very stressful. So one day I see a life where I can buy a bunch of real estate. I can own a bunch of businesses. I can hire a bunch of managers and they can go on, do their thing, and I'll just collect. That's the main goal. Because at the end of the day, I don't want to wake up every day and trade. I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Can I do it to feed my family? Will I do it to continue to make money? Of course. But one day I don't want to have to do it anymore. That's the goal, is to not do it anymore.
Do you ever see yourself getting married again?
Do I ever see myself getting married again is a good question. That's a great question. Yeah, so I actually love the woman that I'm with, and I am going to 100% marry this woman. In fact, I already got a ring, so we could. You have the ring on?
Oh, bring it out.
Bring me the ring. So I already got this woman a ring. I love this woman with all my heart. Like I said, she's the reason that I'm as close as I am to God. You can set her right here. I'll grab it. Yeah. I don't know. You don't want to be on camera here. Oh my gosh, it's right here, just like that. So this is the ring. You want to take a look at that?
Oh my God, that's amazing, bro.
It's beautiful, honestly. I might wear it. I might even just wear it. But I'm gonna get up and show this ring.
Yeah, go
I'll
ahead.
talk more, but it's a beautiful ring. So to say the least, yes, I am gonna be getting married again. And it's gonna happen sooner than people probably thought, this ring and what we got going on. But yeah, man, I'm blessed. I'm happy. I'm in the best position of my life. Very, very in love, very happy, and things have been moving very well. So, that's a goal of mine for 2025 as well.
Yeah.
And that will happen in 2025.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, it seems like God put her in your life. She changed it. The same thing with my
For a
wife.
reason, yeah.
She came to my life, and then I started getting closer to God, and you know how it
Beautiful.
goes.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yes, sir. That's
Absolutely.
amazing, bro. Well, congratulations, bro.
Thank you.
That's
Appreciate that.
crazy.
First one to find out
Yes,
right there.
sir.
Actually, the first I haven't said nothing online, so your podcast would be the first one.
Come on, bro. We're going viral. I told you. But I've been hearing you talk a lot about Jesus and how he's been helping you. What led you to get closer to him and really build that relationship?
When we first did our first podcast, this was like what, a year ago?
Yes, sir.
I was in a bad place, just not a good place. I was at a point in my life too where I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know where I wanted to be. I didn't know what I wanted to portray. And the person that I portrayed to be was not me. It didn't make me happy. It wasn't something that I really wanted to do. It's what I wanted to portray just to pretty much get other people to, oh, this guy's so cool, man.
Yes,
Look
sir.
at the life he's living, all these girls and this and that. And that's not who I am. That's not who I wanted to be. But it's what I thought would make me look cool and make me go viral. And that's all I was worried about. I was just in a dark place. Since then, things have changed a lot. I've realized a lot of things. I started going to church. I started to read more about God, the Bible, Jesus, and understanding my purpose here, understanding what the true reason of being here is for me. And it's not to portray this piece of shit who, is rude and disrespectful and gangster and has this and that. This is not who I wanted to be. It's not who I am. And regardless of anything, I truly believe that when the time's right, you'll find God. And I think everybody will find God when the time is right. And for me, it just happened to be, within the last year.
Yeah, yeah.
And I feel like I found God a little late. I wish I would have found it earlier, but I did when I did, and I'm here. I'm here now, and I am who I am now.
Yeah, yeah, I'm the same way. I found Jesus about 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and my life changed. It just happens. I tell people it's gonna work. You just gotta work toward it,
A-
keep them first.
And that's the beautiful thing about Jesus Christ is, and the Bible, it says, "Come to me when you're ready." Basically,
Yes,
that's
sir.
basically the main thing is come to me as you become ready. And I did. And then that's what happens. Some people find them later, some people find them early. But at the end of the day, we're all followers of Christ. We're all followers of God. We all believe in the same thing. And we need to live that way. And that's why I've changed so much. I mean, you can see it. You know who I was before. You could see it in my eyes in the first podcast. I wasn't happy. I was lost. This is the happiest I've ever been. Life is great. And it's going to continue to get better. And I want to thank God for that 100%. I want to thank my girl as well, because she has brought me closer to God more than anybody has. Because
For sure.
she came in my life and, let's go to church and let's do this and let's do that. And really that was a stepping stone into my journey of finding Christ and finding God. So I have to thank her every single day, and she's rewarded for that and she knows that. So yeah.
Yeah, that's great. And sometimes when bad things are happening, a lot of people tend to be like, "Why is this happening to me, God?" All this stuff. But then He does something like moves you next door to now your new girl
Yeah.
who brought you closer.
Right.
And as someone once told me, like pastors and preachers, when they go preach on Sunday, they talking to maybe 100, 200 people. But when me and you, especially you, say it on a YouTube video, we're telling thousands of people about
Right.
Jesus.
Right. Right.
They're hearing his name because of us.
Mhm.
So then we're gonna have to deal with attacks that most people don't have to deal with because the opposition don't like that.
1,000,000%, bro. And that's the thing. Like, my life was what I thought was great before finding God, right? Because, I never felt spiritual attacks. I never felt like things were ever going wrong. And the moment that I found God, the moment that I became close to God and I started to follow Christ, that's when the attacks came. And that's when I'm like, okay, I am obviously favored by God, which also means I'm favored by the devil. And the devil is trying his hardest to bring me back to his side, to put me back to this person that I don't want to be, that maybe I'm comfortable being because it's like I'm not being attacked. Things are great, but it's just not worth it. It's not worth it anyway. It's just not who I wanted to be. In fact, it's a disgusting person that I was portraying to be. And I'm glad that I'm not going down that path anymore. But the attacks are they're very strong. The closer you get to God, the more you're attacked, the more that the devil tries his best to bring you back. And no, come on, we were friends, things were cool, we were living life, you felt good doing those things that aren't good for you. You felt good doing the evil things you were doing. Come back, and it gets stronger and stronger, but that just means you're getting closer to God every single time.
Speaking about spiritual attacks, how do you deal with it when they do come? When you have it just feels like the world is against you because there's probably a lot of people out here that just feels like there's no way out. They're suffocating. How do you deal with it besides prayer and
You put your faith in Christ every single time. You put your faith in Christ every time. Anytime I feel like I'm being attacked, anytime I feel like the world's collapsing on me, when you give your trust to God, you fear nothing. You're not scared. You know that you're in good hands. You know things are gonna resolve themselves at some point. You ask for strength to get through the hard times. You rebuke the evil in Jesus' name, and you ask God, please help me with these attacks. Just praying to God alone is enough to push away the evil
For sure, for
every
sure.
single time. So when things are rough, when things are hard, just know you're in good hands and give it to God. Always give it to God. That's the best thing you can do is give it to God, continue to pray, and go about your life.
Yes, sir. Me personally, when I feel like the world's collapsing on me, I go try to change someone else's life. Like just because my life is bad at the moment,
Mhm.
I'll go out and maybe, go to a homeless person, give them some money, get them a hotel room, food, and, me and my mom's have like a donation thing where we get like 100K worth of stuff and we just give it away. Like that's the stuff that makes me feel better when I feel like everyone's against me. Cause you know how the internet be, no matter what you do, you're always going to be the bad guy.
Yeah,
Like,
no matter what.
like I changed this woman's life. She was homeless, sleeping in Home Depot. Everyone's commenting, "Why would you dare show this?" But it's like if I was to show you me beefing with Mamba, y'all would be happy as hell.
Yeah.
But I changed
Viral.
some lady's life, and it's like, bro, how could you do that?
The world we live in is corrupt, but at the end of the day, as long as your heart is pure, that's what matters. Because God
Sir.
sees the things that nobody else sees. And some people can pretend to be good people all they want, but at the end of the day, there's only one person that can judge us. So I'm not worried about what this person thinks. I'm not worried about what that person thinks because God knows. My advice to you, and I'm sure you already know this, is forget what people have to say. It means nothing. The comments don't matter. The hate doesn't matter. The way they feel doesn't matter. You know what you did. You should be proud of that. That woman knows what you did, and you may have even saved her life. So, that's what's important. It's not important what other people think at the end of the day. So,
Okay, so let's switch gears a little bit. We're gonna get into this new segment called Profit and Loss. So whatever question that you answer, I'm gonna give away $100, $200 to the people that comment down below, right? So now these questions are gonna be a little crazy.
uh,
So it's up to you if you want to answer them. If you answer them, obviously you make profit. If you don't answer them, we take that profit away.
all right.
All right, it's gonna be crazy.
All right.
All right, all right. So first question: how much money do you have in your bank account right now? We can do higher
Can I
or
go over
lower.
figures?
Yeah, let's do higher or lower. I'll throw a number out there. You just say higher or lower.
Uh,
You cool with that?
huh.
All right. Let's say 10 million.
Bank account, just straight bank account?
Yeah, just bank account. No, not investments or nothing like that. In one bank account because you probably got multiple. Higher. Damn. Yes, sir.
Bank account, that's it? The question's
No,
over?
that's good.
No, leave it
You're
there.
good.
Leave it there.
Higher.
We'll leave it there.
Fire. Let's go to the next
Okay.
one. If you had to choose one trader to trade your account and you had to live off the profits, who would it be?
I'll go with you.
Yes, sir, my dog. You probably lying, but I appreciate you.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm always honest. I'm always honest.
FX Alex G, 100 to a million, real or fake?
I can't tell because I don't know.
Yeah.
He could have faked it, but he
Or it
could
could
have
have been
also did
real.
it. I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know. I just don't know the answer.
Yeah.
I just don't. It's a lot. It's to turn that into that is a lot. Is it possible? Yeah, it is 100% possible. Is it easy? No.
Time frame a little crazy.
Time frame's a little. I don't know.
Yeah. We'll just call that a break even.
No, that'll break
That's
you.
a break
I have
even.
no idea. I can't say.
Who was the worst trader on YouTube? And if you can delete them from YouTube, who would it
My
be?
gosh, I can't answer.
Can't answer
Can't
it?
answer that one.
All right, that's a loss right there.
I'm sorry, guys. I can't. I just can't. I don't want to disrespect anybody.
All right, so that's it for that segment. Now let's move on to fan questions. So I put a post on Instagram and basically asked people, what do they want to know from MambaFX, right? So let's get right into it. So what to do if no one believes in your dreams, even your parents?
Keep going.
Just keep going.
Yeah, just keep going. Because when I first started, nobody believed in me. Nobody thought I was gonna make it. Nobody said, "Yo, just keep going. You got this. You're gonna be all right. Just do it." Nobody. So I didn't listen. I kept going. I believed in myself, and that's what truly matters. As long as you believe in yourself, you'll be good. You don't matter what nobody else thinks.
Yeah, and I always tell people, like, stop telling everyone your dreams because I seen a study where, like, psychologically, you feel like you accomplished it already when you start telling everyone, oh, I'm gonna be a trader, I'm gonna be a trader. Just keep it to yourself, lock in, show the results, then let them ask, what are you doing? Why do you have a new $50,000 Cuban on?
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's just lock in on yourself. Just go hard, bro. It doesn't matter what people say. It does not matter at all.
100%.
Will there ever be a meet and greet with you and Mamba in Vegas? Who knows, bro? Who knows?
That's my goal. My goal is Vegas. I want to do a meet and greet in Vegas 100%. So I think that'll be the next thing I do. I did one in LA and it went pretty well. It was like 400 people there. I think
Yeah, it
Vegas
looked
will go
crazy. It
crazy.
looked
Yeah,
crazy.
it was fun. It was fun. But I think Vegas is the next move, if not Texas.
Yeah,
Uh,
Texas. And why'd you move to Vegas in the first place? Why not Miami? Why not Texas, Dubai?
It's close. It's
Okay,
close. I can still be close to my kids. It's a quick flight. It's an easy flight. I still want to be close to California for now because I want to end up going back at some point. Miami's too crazy, a lot of parties and like people who are trying to just, you know, do things to hurt you and get money out of you and whatever the case may be. So Miami's too crazy for me. This is the closest best thing. Yeah.
yeah. So this person asked, does it really get lonely at the top?
No.
Yeah.
When you have God, nothing gets lonely. No, I feel good. I feel happy. I got God on my side. I got God on my team, and I can't be lonely. No, I feel good. There's no loneliness at the top. Definitely not.
Yes, sir.
But I will say, if we're gonna go off of, are you lonely as you become more and more successful and nobody's believing in you and you're on your own? Yeah, that's a lonely feeling physically. But when you have God, when you give your life to Christ, then you're never lonely. You always have somebody with you. You believe in yourself, so you have yourself and you have God, and that's what matters the most. But it can get lonely physically on the way to the top. You don't have friends that believe in you. You don't want to trust people because they're seeing that you're starting to succeed and they just want to leech off of you. Yeah, it can be lonely.
For sure, for sure. Did you ever feel like you weren't putting in enough work?
Yeah, I still feel like that. There's still times now where I feel like I'm not doing enough. I'm not putting in enough work when I know I could be going harder. I started off by going as hard as I can because I wanted it so bad. But I find now, nowadays that sometimes because I have so much and I feel okay with where I'm at, I feel happy, I feel good. Sometimes I don't go as hard as I should. I'm not going for that next level because I'm happy with where I'm at and I'm content being here, which is a bad, bad mistake to make. And you need to understand that there is always going to be levels. And unless you're Bill Gates, Elon Musk, or, uh, you know, what's the owner's name?
Jeff Bezos?
Bill Nye, the science guy, no matter who you are, there are always going to be levels to it. There's always going to be people who are doing better than you, and you want to get to those levels. So never be satisfied with, oh, I reached my goal. Don't have one singular goal. Have a list of goals that just continue to propel you higher and higher up that mountain.
Yeah, that was my mistake, bro. Like I always had a goal of if I could just hit 100K, I'm rich. Like, and as soon as I hit that, got lazy.
100K is
Nothing, bro. That's just
yeah.
gone in a
No,
month.
in 4 months, I spent 100K just living here. In 1 month, I spent 200K on bills. Like, is
100K is nothing, bro.
nothing. It's nothing in this world. If you want to live a cool, happy, exciting lifestyle, then 100K is not going to get you very far. 100K a month is a different story, but you made 100K in 6 months. Ooh, I have 100K in the bank. That's gone like that. No matter what you're doing, that's gone fast.
So as a mentor for thousands of people, what's your biggest struggle?
As a mentor, my biggest struggle, okay, so this is what bothers me the most is when I give my all to somebody, everything that I can do for them. I teach them everything I can. We get on calls. And for one, they either don't give their all. They don't get on those calls. They aren't giving me their best. They aren't trying their hardest and they fail. Or two, they're just not getting it. It's not clicking for them. Maybe trading is not for them. That bothers me more than anything because I feel in my heart that I can take anybody and make them profitable. So when I don't, it kind of crushes me because it's like I see that they want it, but they're not getting it. And it's like, what can I do to make you successful? And some people, it won't click for them. It just doesn't click. Trading's not easy. And then for some people, they just don't try hard. Like they want it. I want to be a trader so bad, but they're just not giving their all. And it just bothers me because it's like, just give your all, try harder, and you're gonna get there, but you're not doing it. And to me, that's bothersome and it sucks. And it kind of crushes me sometimes because I feel like I'm family with a lot of these people. Even people who watch my YouTube videos, not even people who pay me. Like people who watch my YouTube videos is like they're not giving their all either. And it's like you watch me and I teach it for free every day. You see the trades, you have the resources, but you're not using them and you should be using them. That's what kind of bothers me the most. So
Yeah, sir. And that's the con about doing some things for free. Like you was trying to help everybody, but sometimes when it's free, they just don't take it the same way as if, they spent their money on it.
right.
I have multiple students where like, they'll be trading for years and years. They just can't get the psychology behind it. Then I'll have a lot of students that'll come in and like 3 months, they got it. And it's like they good. But it's just that psychology. You got any tips for people dealing with the psychology aspect?
I think psychology, because people always ask me for tips on psychology. I think psychology is really hard to teach. I think psychology comes with time and consistency. For me, that's obviously where I became profitable, is once my psychology was mastered. But also for me, it didn't happen because of a teacher. It happened because I consistently traded for 2 years and lost for 2 years. It
Yes,
wasn't
yeah.
it wasn't fun. It's not something that I could say was, oh, it was a great jolly old time. No, it wasn't. It sucked. But going 2 years straight, consistently trading, that's what sharpened my mind up. That's what got my psychology on point. And that's how I became profitable. But again, it's just consistency and just doing it. And that's hard for a lot of people because I can't say, hey, so and so can do it in this amount of time, or this guy can do it, because everybody's different. I know people who
Yes.
come in and their psychology is great right off the jump and they're making money right away. And I'm like, man, that would have been great for me. But then there's people like me who it took a couple years. Like everybody's different. Everybody's mind adapts at different rates. So I can't say what's going to make you good psychology other than just time and whatever time it takes for you in particular, because everybody's different.
Yes, sir. And it also depends on their circumstances. Like if you have no money and you need to feed your baby,
Oh, that's
that's
that.
crazy.
Yeah. So one thing I will say, this is my biggest tip. If you come into this industry thinking you're going to make money fast, you're going to pay bills, you owe so and so whatever amount of money, and you have loans you got to pay for, whatever the case may be, don't. Don't come in here with the mindset, I'm going to make some quick money and I'm going to pay my bills. It's not going to happen.
Mm.
Come in with the mindset of, I'm going to learn, I'm going to do it slow. And when my time's right, I'll start making money. Then I'll accumulate enough money to start paying bills. But at the end of the day, don't come in thinking, I'm going to make some quick money and get out of here. Like that, this is not, go to Vegas, go to the casino and put all your money on black, because you're not going to come in and become a trader overnight and pay your bills. You're not. And when you come in with that mindset, the problem is you're already messed up psychologically, because you have this mindset of getting quick or getting rich quick. So the way you trade is going to be different than a normal person who trades, than a profitable person trades. And it's not good. It's not good. So don't come in with that mindset. Come in with the mindset of, it's going to take time. I don't know how long it's going to take, but it's going to take time. And when it happens, it happens. That's the only thing I can say.
Yes, sir. And most of the time, by the time you master your psychology, is because you have money in the bank already where the trade doesn't affect you if you win or lose.
Right.
So that's why we have good psychology, because, it took time. But one tip I would give you, is when you enter that trade, if you have a wife or something, like make sure they take that either your mouse away or whatever, so you don't enter again.
Yeah.
Like, having a significant other is gonna like really help your psychology, because they're gonna like put you on punishment. Like you ain't doing this if you do this.
Yeah. Yeah. Having, yeah, significant other, a friend or a mentor, something, somebody to let you know, like, first off, tell that person, I'm only going to take 2 trades today, max. That way, after you take your 2 trades, they can tell you, hey, that's it. You took your 2 trades, you're done. Or tell yourself that. But the thing is, when you tell yourself, I'm only going to take 2 trades today, you have to stick to that. You can't change that. That's where people fuck up. That's where people start to make mistakes and stop making money, because they have a plan, but they don't go through with their plans. And that's the biggest issue as a trader. Everybody has a plan until you lose a couple of times and, oh, I need this money. I need a revenge trade. I need to get this money back. I'm down 3,000, but I owe 6,000 to this company and this and that. Let me go get that back. Once you start looking at the numbers, you're done. It's over. Look at the charts, look at the trades, look at the movement of the market. Stop looking at the numbers on your screen, seeing how much you're down, how much you're up. Why does that matter? Why does it matter if you're up $8,000? Why does it matter if you're down $6,000? If it's not a good trade, you don't take the trade. That's not based upon how much you've made. You can't say this is a good trade because I've made 6. That doesn't make any sense. It's a good trade because it's a good trade, not because of anything to do with numbers. So let's get that out there right off the jump. Okay, that's the biggest thing with psychology, is look at the charts, not at your numbers.
Yeah, looking at the charts too, you also want to look at how is the market performing that day. Like a lot of people have a checklist and they hit the checklist, enter the trade, but you got to see how is the market reacting that day. Is it just consolidating? You know what I mean? Maybe you don't trade that day. Maybe you trade a different strategy, but you always got to pay attention to everything. It's not just a checklist and then you enter the trade.
100%.
All right, so recently we've seen that you got hacked, your Instagram got taken over. What's the story behind
So
that?
same thing with the robbery. I had conversations with this guy. I prayed for this guy to his face. I prayed online for him. I'm going to pray now. I pray that God finds him, or he finds God. And I pray that God brings him an abundance of joy, happiness, money, wealth, health, all of these things. Because for you to hurt somebody else, to benefit yourself financially, typically means you are hurting. And I get that and I understand that. It's okay. I forgive you and I pray that you find God and he blesses you. Secondly, yeah, it sucks. I got hacked. multiple times. This guy would not leave me alone. He kept getting in my account. I paid this guy a certain amount of money just because I told him, I said, look, don't give me my account back or not. I'm going to send you money because you need it. I know you need it, and I'm okay giving you money. So I sent him money, and things are great, whatever. Okay, can you please get out of my account? Okay, I'll get out of your account. Gets out of my account, whatever. I thought he got out of my account. Comes back in my account 2, 3 a.m. and posts on my story. I'm doing this crypto, pretending to be me, mind you. And I'm doing crypto now, and this coin's gonna blow up. Join my Telegram. And Reg pulls a coin at like 3 a.m. From the span of like 3 a.m. to 3:30 a.m. Does it so fast, deletes the post. I wake up, I don't even notice it happen. But he messages me, right? And he says, "You are so good, or you're such a good person. God bless you. You're a great guy. May God bless you. But I scam people in your name. They're gonna be reaching out soon. I'm sorry, I'll never be in your account again." And then he leaves. So I got him out, secured him out, locked him out. He can't get back in, which is wonderful. That's great. But the damage that he's already done is just, it's unfortunate. Like I said, prayers for him. Hopefully he finds happiness and doesn't have to do this to people ever again. I got to make up for it, and I got to clean up his mess, which I will, and I have. And it just sucks, but it's part of life. It's
Yeah.
part of life. It happens. He found a way in my account. I don't know how. Instagram is actually the worst platform to ever exist. It's horrible. You can't do anything. Like I don't know if you ever got banned, but
No.
people just get banned,
Yeah.
like impersonation ban. Then you got to pay some guy to come bring you back and pay reps to bring. It's horrible. I'm verified, like actually verified, so I don't get banned like that. But I get hacked, and then they hurt people who follow me and look up to me. So it's very unfortunate, and I just hope that it doesn't happen no more. I hope he stays out of my account. But you know, it's just the unfortunate truth that people do
That's
things
it.
like that.
If they would just spend that much time into learning something and like
Yeah,
doing something good, like they would be way in a way better position than just stealing from other people. Like, bro,
that's unfortunate. I pray for them.
so what are your goals for 2025? You have any goals you can share with us?
Goals for 2025: bigger house. A bigger house would be a solid goal. Giving back more is a very big goal of mine. I've been giving back a lot, but I want to give back more. I want to do some more food drives. I want to do Toys for Tots this year, things like that. But overall, just giving back and just helping other people discover Christ is
Yeah,
one of the biggest things I like
it's
to do.
amazing, bro.
I think that's my biggest goal for 2025. I've already given the world so much in terms of how to trade and what you should do to make $1 million, this and that. That's great. But one thing that I will say, true happiness doesn't come from the money you make. True happiness comes from when you find God. Because I've had money. I've had millions, and you guys know this, I've had millions and millions and millions of dollars for a lot of years now. And I can truthfully say nothing has satisfied me more than being as close to God as I am now. Nothing. I've never been this happy. I've never felt this good. I've never been this passionate about life. I feel amazing. And it has nothing to do with money. Money's good. Money's been good. Money has never been bad in the last 5 years for me because I've been trading for so well for so long. But finding God has really, really brought happiness into my life, and I feel like my life has been fulfilled. Honestly, I have. But now there's different levels now. There's things I want to do past money, and we'll see how 2025 goes. But I think it's gonna be a big year.
Yeah,
I definitely do.
that's
Yeah.
amazing, bro. I'm proud of you, bro.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
So, do you see yourself having more kids?
Do I see myself having more kids? God has blessed me with an abundance of kids, as everyone knows. I currently have 5 kids. My goal, our goal, is probably another 5 kids.
Man,
So,
5?
so I'm okay. I know. I know. You read the Bible. You know the Bible. God wants you
Yeah, he wants you
to
to.
have babies.
Yeah.
He wants you to create more life. And that's what I'm doing. That's what I've been doing. And that's what I'm going to continue to do. But now I'm going to do it with the love of my life. So it's a lot more magical and it's better that way anyways. But 10 kids is good. 10 kids is good. It's a football team.
Yeah, 10 kids is crazy, bro.
10 kids is good when you can raise them and love them all equally.
Yeah.
That's what's important, right? Having 10 kids and you're a bachelorette, or you're single, or you have a bunch of baby mamas and you don't really care, you don't take care of them, you're not taking care of the kids, you're not seeing the kids. Now that's different. And there was a phase in my life where I wasn't seeing my kids like I should be. but that's far past me now. We're past those now. Now I understand money is not the most important thing in my life. Christ is, and below that is family. And
Yes.
understanding that is very important. So yeah, I'm gonna have 10 kids, but I'm gonna do it responsibly. I'm gonna take care of all these kids. They're gonna have the best life. They're gonna say, "Dang, my dad is a rock star. My dad loves me. He takes care of me. He takes me to do this, this, and that. When I'm down, he talks to me and makes sure I feel better. He's there for me. He loves me, supports me." A lot of dads aren't like that. A lot of people, I don't have that. My dad's not like that. I don't talk to my dad, but I'm gonna make sure to be that dad for all 10 of these kids.
Yeah, and that's amazing, bro.
Crazy as it sounds,
Yeah, that's amazing. I'm same thing with my dad. We don't talk very much or nothing like that. So that
yeah,
just makes me be a better dad.
right. That's all it is. Yeah, exactly. Like growing up and feeling what it's like to not really have your dad and all that. It's like, okay, I know what I am not going to be. I know that
Yeah.
I'm not going to be a piece of shit.
Yeah.
I'm going to be a good person. I'm going to be a good dad.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
Literally all you gotta do is be there. And
Just
then
be there.
everything else is extra.
Uh-huh. Just be there for your kids. Love your kids. Support your kids with what they want. Support it. Be there for them. And more importantly, or most importantly, love them. Love your kids. It's very important that you love your kids and you let them know that they're very loved. They are not alone. You have their back through everything. That's the most important thing.
So if you couldn't trade your own strategy, what strategy would you try to use?
If my strategy was, that's a tough question because I only trade my strategy. I would say that if I couldn't trade my strategy, which is breakout, so just breakout trade, 5 minute chart, man, I'd have a tough time. I have
Yeah.
a really tough time trading because that's the only strategy that I know. It's a strategy that I love. It's a strategy that works for me. I'd be lost. I'd be pretty lost, honestly. I'd have to go back to maybe break and retest, which I just don't like. The win rates are not high enough for me. But I guess that's the only other strategy that I've ever known. It was profitable, but barely profitable. I made a little bit of money, but this strategy I love. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it'd be rough for sure.
Yeah, I just did a video trying out your strategy.
How is it?
Made 10K like that. Shit's
Figure
crazy.
that figures. I'd assume so. I'd assume so.
That's
I
fire.
saw. I think I saw the thumbnail for it. Actually, I didn't click it. I've been busy as in Montana and stuff. But another guy did it too, and he made a few thousand. So the strategy is legit. It's the best strategy to exist, in my personal opinion. But it's not really about the strategy itself. And you know this is about the psychology and
Yeah.
being able to use the strategy. So because you're good with psychology, because you've been training for so long, you can pick up the strategy like that.
Yes, sir.
It's not a hard strategy to use. It's the psychology you got to master at the end of the day. So that's the biggest thing.
Yes, sir. And then I really like how like quick it is. Like you make your
You
money.
get out, yeah, you get in, you get out, and the rest of your day is free.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love that. I back test a little bit, go over data in the morning, and I trade. I get out, and I get to enjoy my day. Yeah,
Yes, sir. You set and don't forget.
yeah. You said it, and don't forget.
If you weren't a trader right now, what would you be doing?
If I wasn't a trader, what I would be doing. See, these questions are always hard because it's like this is what I always felt like I was meant to do. I My whole life I wanted to inspire and motivate and do something online. I always wanted to be a public figure of some sort. If I wasn't a trader, I'd probably be trying to do YouTube or Vine or TikTok, whatever was coming up at the time instead of trading. That's pretty much what I would do. Something to be in front of a camera because that's the part that I love about my life. Like I love trading, I love making money, but I love motivating and looking at other people's faces and seeing that they're enjoying my content, learning from it, and becoming a better person overall or a better trader. Whatever I can do to help someone's life improve, that's what I like to do.
So after this is all said and done, what would you like to be known for? What would you want your legacy to be?
Oh yeah, when this is all said and done, I'd like to be known as the guy who, for one, went from living a horrible life and portraying to be something he's not to a God loving Christian who found God, did the right thing, and his life improved because of that. I'd love to be a guy who can help others find Christ. I'd love to be a guy who can help others out of poverty, helping people become better people. Like I said in the last question, like improving others' lives. That's what I love to do. That's what I want to be known as. Somebody that helped others that were in pretty shitty situations.
Yes, sir. Well, I mean, you already fulfilled that, bro. You help me. I
Yeah.
help other people. They help other people. It just keeps going and going and
Snowball.
going.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Would you say you're living your dream life right now?
I would say I'm living my dream life right now. I would say that before I was not living my dream life. I will say 100% with 100% certainty, this is my dream life. I'm living my dream life and it just keeps getting better and better. And I expect it to get better and better through 2025, 2026. and for the rest of my life, it's gonna continue to just get better. But yes, this is my dream life, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great, bro. I could feel the energy. I could feel this the shift.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could
Oh
feel
yeah,
it,
you
bro.
were there. You were there for the first one, so big difference. Life has changed a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good, bro. What is one thing you would change about yourself if you could?
I have a problem with overthinking and stressing over things that I have no control over. That'd be something that I would change if I could. Would be stop stressing over things I can't control, things
Yeah.
that are out of my reach, things that are not gonna change because of me. I shouldn't stress over these things. I need to give that to God, and I wish I could do that a little bit better. And that's the one thing that I would change if I could change anything.
What advice would you give to someone who was starting in your position?
Somebody starting in my position, so the biggest piece of I the biggest piece of advice that I can give to somebody who's just starting out is stick to it, be consistent, and don't give up. Because too many traders give up too early. And people always hear this number and it's tossed around all the time. 95% of traders don't succeed. 95% of people who try to become a trader don't succeed. What people don't realize is the only reason they didn't succeed is because they gave up way too early.
Yes.
Way too early. They had more they had a better chance of becoming a profitable trader than they thought. But because it was so hard, because it's easier to give up and go work a 9 to 5, that's the easy thing to do. That's what they did. They gave up. If they didn't give up and they did it for another year, they did it for 6 more months. Some people even just need a few more months of trading. They would have been profitable. So that's my biggest piece of advice is do not give up and just keep going. Eventually you're going to get it. It's going to click. Your psychology is going to get better and better each day. And eventually you're going to get it. But you can't give up or you'll never know.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And one thing that people don't understand is that there's like ups and downs. Like sometimes your strategy is going to be hitting back to back, and then maybe you have a week where you're only winning one, two trades. But these people don't have the psychology, so they blow their account. Now they're switching strategies. Now they're doing all this other stuff. You really just got to stick to it. That's really what it is.
Yeah, 100%. You might have a bad week and then a good week and then a bad week. And if you only take those 3 weeks as a small sample size, overall, it sucked. You lost money. But who knows? And who's to say you weren't going to have 6 good weeks in a row after that? Who's to say that? Who's to say it wasn't going to finally click for you? And boom, 6 good weeks. Now, if you look at that sample size, you're a profitable trader. It's the same thing with months, years. You're not going to have a bad year and then a good year and then a bad. That's not what I'm saying. But in the beginning, there's going to be inconsistencies. And once it clicks, once it finally clicks, things are going to change. You're going to be able to look at that perspective from outside and say, hey, I had a bad week, I had a bad couple of days, but overall, month over month, I'm doing well and I'm making money.
Yeah, sir. And if you're in a losing streak, maybe up your risk to reward on that next trade.
Yeah.
That's going to help a lot too. What are the biggest challenges that you face as an influencer?
There's a lot of challenges with the influencing side of things, the hate, the videos that get made of you and you're this and you're that, and people constantly judging your life because they've seen my life, right? They've seen my life and they've watched me grow up. I've recorded mostly everything I've done in my life. I've gone from, being an 18-year-old stupid kid doing stupid stuff and this, and that, and not living life the way I should, and then having a bunch of babies and getting into drama and this, and that, to being now who I am. So they've seen those 6 years straight. For 6 years, I've recorded my entire life. So people being able to judge me because they've seen it all, people being able to say that they've seen me grow up, some of those things can be hard because you kind of let these people into your life. Even though it's through a camera lens, they've still part of my life. They've been a part of my life, which I love. But the negatives to it are the haters that have been there since day one, who have hated for 6 years, and who have watched you grow up. You kind of just don't have a lot of freedom. You don't have a lot of, privacy. Like people come to my house all the time, knock on my door, and literally say, "Hey, mama, let's take a photo." Or I was driving and I saw your cars. Like, doesn't that always happen? That's like people are constantly people just stand outside and they literally are like waiting for me to come out. And I'm like, yo, like, I'm nice. I'm very, very nice. And I shake their hands and I talk to them. But in my head, I'm just like, wow, like who knows if someone comes that's not a nice person, who's dangerous or has a
Yeah, sure.
weapon and want money from me, who that's gonna be scary. So that's
Yeah.
kind of the downside to recording your entire life and being an influencer. But it's also beautiful because you change a lot of lives and you help a lot of people out. So there's goods and there's bads. You gotta take both.
Was there a moment in your life that you can remember that started all this drive and made it to like where you're like, I'm just gonna get rich or die trying? Like,
Yeah, yeah, 100%. And I talk about it a lot, but when I was 16, I had my first baby and I started trading when I was 16. And it's not a coincidence that it happened the same year, but I needed money. I needed a way to make money. And God really led me to trading because I don't know how it happened. I don't know where it came from, but it stumbled in front of me somehow, some way, and it changed my life forever. I was Googling or on YouTube or how to make money online, how to do this, how to do that, and trading popped up. And from there, I said, I'm going to be a trader. I'm going to become a trader. I have a baby. I have to feed. Babies are not cheap. I'm living with my mom and I have to feed this baby. So what I did was put my all into trading. I gave it all I could. And yeah, for 2 years it sucked and I made no money and I had to do things on the side to make money. And it wasn't easy, but I'm very glad that I did. And the reason for that was my firstborn son.
Man, that's amazing. Same thing with me. As soon as I got that baby coming in, like
Yeah,
it's grind time. Nothing else matters there
100%. Yeah.
because they depend on you. Like if you don't bring food, if you don't got that diaper,
Well, you got to look at it like this. Your son, your daughter, my son, my daughter, whatever the case may be, whoever's son or daughter it is, they didn't ask to come into the world. They didn't say,
yes,
"Hey, can I
sir.
come into the world, please? Is it okay if I join you?" They didn't ask for that. You brought them here. And if you're gonna bring a baby into life and create a baby and create life, then you better be ready to take care of that baby. And you better be willing. You better be ready to give your all to make sure that that baby survives and has a good life because you brought him here. You brought her here. The least you can do is raise and love the child that you brought into this world. The world's harsh as it is. They need a good father. They need a good mother. They need somebody who's going to take care of and love them. That's the least you can do.
Yes, sir. And when I was trying to have my daughter, I had like 3 miscarriages. So by the time it finally was like, okay, she's coming,
Yeah.
it's like, you know what? You got to do whatever it
Yeah.
takes to make it happen. And
100%.
good
Yeah.
thing it worked.
Yeah. And everything happens for a reason. And yeah,
Yes,
it's a
sir.
blessing.
Yes,
So
sir. What's the biggest misconception you think people have of you?
there's a lot of misconceptions that people have for me. It's hard for me to deny or say anything about them simply because I feel like I've been so many people throughout the last 6 years. I've been this guy, I've been that guy, I've portrayed to be something that I'm not. It's hard for me to say like this was a misconception because that's what I looked like. Like people who say, oh, he just likes to party, he doesn't care about his kids, this, and that. Well, that may have been true because that's what I portrayed online. So they have every right to think that's who I am. It can't really be a misconception if I'm the reason it looks like that. So it's really hard for me to say a misconception about me because there's been so many because I've been so many characters throughout my life. But this is me. This is truly me. This is who I am. Now, give me a year, ask that question again, then I'll tell you what the misconceptions are. But back then, there was just too much going on, and I never really found my identity online. I didn't know what I wanted to be, but now I'm being myself.
How does your family treat you now that you're MambaFX?
It depends. I don't have a lot of family that I talk to. I talk to my immediate family, being my children, my girl, my manager, my family, like that's family to me. I don't really have a lot of family outside of that. Me and my mom have had our differences. I don't talk to my father. My grandparents that I was close to have passed away at this point, so I don't have a lot of family left. But
Sorry to hear that.
it's all good, bro. Realistically, there's different there's different perspectives for different people. Some people in my family or like family, they obviously we're related. We just don't talk, ask for money or handouts or favors or only hit you up when you need something. And then there's people who try not to even say too much because they don't want to show that they're fake love. If they're showing fake love, they don't want to show fake love because they didn't really believe in you back then. And now it's awkward for them because it's like, I didn't believe in you back then. It'd be weird for me to congratulate you now. So it's just a lot of different perspectives. And I just don't have a lot of family to go off of. So I just kind of stick to myself. I do my thing and, my family's here.
Yes, sir. I'm the same way. I probably talked to about 2, 3 people about it, my whole family, and it's like it's crazy to see how things change. Like you don't I feel like we don't change. It's like everyone around us changing.
Yeah.
Like we're the same people, but now it's like now people are a little bit more scared to talk to us. And it's like, bro, I knew you my whole life.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just last Thanksgiving, I have like, family members don't even want to eat in the kitchen because I'm in there and it's like, I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Just the aura or something. They just, because like you said, they didn't believe in you. And then
I
you
think
did
that's
it.
that's one of the big things I see is that family members or people in my life who have been in my life that didn't believe in me don't even want to talk to me because they feel awkward about not believing in me and they feel like it'd be weird now to talk. So I respect that more than somebody who shows fake love,
For
but they're
sure.
both
For
they're both a
sure.
little weird. So
Do you still deal with self-doubt at this level?
yeah, I think it's normal to deal with self-doubt 100%. There's a difference between doubting in yourself overall as, becoming successful, becoming a good person, whatever the case may be. And then having self doubt in little things that you do. And there's things that I self doubt all the time on. Am I really going to be able to get to this level this fast? I sometimes I doubt that. am I going to be able to, see my kids enough to where they're happy? Sometimes I doubt that I'll be able to see my kids enough and give them what they deserve. Time. There's little things like that where I have a lot of self-doubt, but overall, do I believe in myself 100%? Anything that I do? Yes. But sometimes you just have a little bit of self-doubt because there's are things that you want in life. There's levels you want to reach that seem impossible. And, although I think they're possible, I do doubt that I'm going to get there as fast as I say I am because other things may arise. And I think it's a lot of overthinking. I think I overthink a lot, and that's one of my issues.
Yeah, for sure. Overthinking usually leads with anxiety too. Do you have anxiety?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty bad.
That's just
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah, I have
Yeah.
anxiety too.
Anxiety, depression. I've had a lot of those things most of my life. I feel happier than I have ever. But in the beginning of my career, I dealt with depression and anxiety every single day, and it got pretty rough. But, as of now, life is good. I do feel great. I've overcome a lot of that depression and anxiety, but I did deal with it a lot in the beginning of my career for sure. Yeah.
What advice would you give yourself the last time that we sat down? So if you can just speak to him, what advice would you give him?
It's gonna come back to the same thing. That's just find God.
Find God.
Yeah, just find God. That's the key, and that's what I was missing my entire life, and especially the last time we talked, we did that first podcast. It was like I was very, very far from God. I was the furthest I've ever been from God. I've always believed, I've always prayed here and there, but I wasn't truthfully a son of God yet. I didn't feel like I was at least, and now I truthfully feel like I'm in the best position of my life, mentally, physically, and I feel great. But back then, I would have just told myself, look to God. Find God. Forget the partying, forget the women, forget this, forget that. Just go and find God. Get closer to God. And I think that I would have been in a better position faster, but it happens when it happens. I'm happy it happened now, and life's good.
Yeah. And you said you dealt with like a lot of different like personalities, like partying, doing this, being an asshole, shit like that. Maybe that was just you trying to find your way to this.
That's all it was. It's just
We were just trying to find it.
I was just on my path to finding God. That's all it was, and it just happened to be a little messy of a path, but a path's a path.
Yeah, as long as you get there.
Yep, a path's a path, and the story's been written. I just have to fulfill it now.
What business do you have now besides trading that you would have invested to right off the bat after you made some money from trading?
Real estate.
Real estate?
Yeah, I have a few properties now that bring in a decent amount of money, and they have appreciated over time. If I would have done that right away when I first started making money as a trader, this is around COVID, then I would have been making, a lot more money than I am now. My real estate investments would have been doubled by now. I would have made a lot of money, but instead I kind of just blew it on cars or just spent it on stupid shit. And, kind of just messed around with it too much. But yeah, if I would have just done some real estate in the beginning, would have made a lot of money, a lot of
And what's your real estate strategy? Are you buying a holding or what do you
I'm not great with real estate. I have an agent who helps me out. I have a manager who helps me out, but just purchasing homes that, can give good month over month returns and year over year gains. And that's pretty much it. Yeah, nothing crazy. Just buy properties that are in good places that can do well on either Airbnb or long-term rentals. Yeah.
That's cool. How many income sources do you have at the moment? And is there any other businesses you're looking to get into?
A lot of what I do is just trading based and then real estate. In
Okay.
terms of things I'm looking to get into, just more real estate right now, maybe open some more businesses, but nothing crazy. I'm pretty happy with where I'm at. I just want to keep grinding and just stacking the money that I do have.
All right, bro. So that's all I got for you. I appreciate you letting me come to your crib, bro, and see how you're living. You know, since the last podcast, I could tell you made a huge shift. I'm proud of you, bro. You
Thank
you look great. Your energy is great.
Thank you.
Congratulations on your new marriage and your new life, bro.
Appreciate that, bro.
Yes,
100%.
sir. Yeah,
Appreciate you
appreciate
coming out.
it. Yes, sir.
Yeah, bro. Just keep grinding and you know, you're
Yes,
next.
sir. I appreciate it, bro.
100%. Yep.
All right, gang. All right, we'll see you guys later. Peace.